And joining me to discuss the significance of this period is the director, The Arabic Village, Imran Rufai. Good to have you join us, Imran Rufai.
It's my pleasure being with you too.
The moon has now been sighted. The first day, today is the first day of the Ramadan fasting period. Talk to us, it's for about 29 to 30 days. So talk to us about some of the specific days or events that people watch out for and how they are to observe it in this period.
All right, basically speaking, Ramadan is that month in the calendar of Islam that is so unique. Unique because it is mentioned in the Quran. Unique because the Muslims see it as an opportunity to return back to their Lord. And to make that change, they could not make within and outside of Ramadan. Within, I mean, they were here, but outside of Ramadan. However, when Ramadan comes, the Muslims are peculiar. They are meticulous about their time, about their congregation, about everything they do. Why? Because the reward behind it is in multitude. Talking from the spiritual angle. Looking at it from the social angle, you get to connect with people. Even the rich ones come down from their high class to relate with the lower ones in the Kedah. And medically, Ramadan too gives an opportunity to be able to relax your nerves, change the structure of your system, and you are able to nourish at the same time your body with the best of food. You know, it's like a company that overhauls at the end of the year. You have to take time out to relax and do everything. Ramadan offers that opportunity.
So there are people who, from the report we just heard,
there
are people who cannot participate. If you're a pregnant woman, a nursing mother, you cannot participate. But there are those who wish that they can. So how can they be part of the Ramadan even if, you know, they have conditions that limit them from participating?
Actually, to participate in Ramadan, especially the fasting, you have to fulfill like 4 conditions rather. Number 1, you have to be a Muslim. Number 2, you have to be matured. You must have come of age.
What is that age? Is there a particular age?
For boys, for men, it starts from age 15. For the moment you start observing the puberty signs in you, the armpit and the likes, the closed areas in you coming out, having hairs there, is one of the signs. Then age 15 in particular. That's for ladies. An addition of that of men is put in it, that's menses. When you start doing a period, then you are qualified irrespective of the age, even if you are 9 years old. So number 3 is that you must be at home. You must not be somebody traveling, so that it will not be a stress, additional stress for you with the fasting. Because traveling itself is like a torment. And the moment you engage yourself in fasting and traveling again, you might not be able to survive that day. And lastly, you must be sane. You must be okay intellectually. A mad person cannot fast. Somebody that has just fainted will not be considered to be fasting. Then your health matters. Are you healthy for the fasting? So if you're out of these 4 conditions, you're out of it. Then if you, because of the love for fasting, want to engage in it, by all means, you might become a sinner. As a lady who is menstruating, who feels, I just want to part of the thing. If you go ahead to do it, you are considered a sinner. Then, if somebody is outside of the fold of the people I've mentioned and is willing to do it, one other option is like the aged person, is to do what we call fidya. Fidya means to feed those who are not able to feed themselves. And the quality, the quantity, the amount is determined by the environment where you find yourself. The aged ones are exempted.
All right, so let's look at the fact that last year, we were in the heat of the pandemic last year. A lot of things were put on hold. But, you know, the message last year was, you know, do it in your house, observe social distancing. But for this year, is the Hajj holding this year? Will you have the Hajj and you know, going to Mecca and all for this year?
Of course, for the pronouncement of the Haram, I mean the sacred house, Kaaba, the people in charge of it, it has been announced even on internet, that people will be allowed to perform Hajj, even Umrah, the lesser Hajj, with certain conditions fulfilled. You must have been vaccinated.
Okay.
You must have been, treated against the COVID-19 with your certificate or sign to show that yes, you have this certificate that you've been treated or vaccinated. Then certain conditions like distancing and others are put in place over there. They made sure everything is in place for visitors, and limited number of people will be, welcome this year. Just like it was done some years back when there was epidemic, or let me say a pandemic of similar magnitude, but not as much as COVID-19. So these are the things that have been put in place to take care of that area. As far as Nigeria is concerned, our locality, we continue to maintain the initial directives of government, especially medical experts telling us social distancing will be fine, you know, and all those things that we have been asked to put in place to protect ourselves. All
right. We'll continue to hear the message of peace and love in this spirit, and we hope that that is the key message that everyone leaves with, the message of peace and love. The director of the Arabic Village, Iran Rufai, thanks for talking to us.
It's my pleasure once again.